What's going on? Another vlog. It is Luke Mindpower. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. This is all about isolate to elevate. Inspired by a friend of mine. He is a PT. His name is Dina, and I was doing an IG live with him, and we were talking about disconnection and detachment, right? And I had to do that a couple of years. I had to completely disconnect myself, detach myself from everyone and everything so that I could focus on myself, so that I could love myself, so that I could transform my life, right? And so I was having this conversation with Dina, and he said, isolate to elevate. And I was like, man, that is so powerful. I love that. So I want to go deeper into this understanding of how you isolate yourself so that you can elevate yourself. Now, the one biggest thing for me, which was challenging for such a long time, is that I didn't want to be alone, right? I was always in relationships, and I had a lot of people around me that were all in relationships as well, getting married, having girlfriends and stuff. And, I had relationships, but they were never the ones that I really wanted to be in. Like, there was a couple there that I really wanted desperately, and I wanted to take it all the way, but others I was just settling for because I didn't want to be alone. And I know that when you hear this, isolate to elevate, for those of you who are in a relationship, you're like, well, how do I do that? Because I'm in a relationship or I'm married, right? And so I want you to really understand this, that solitude, which is how I'm living at the moment. I'm not in a relationship, I'm single. And so I love it, right? Because this is the only way to cure loneliness, is to be alone, right? Is to sit with yourself, is to spend time with yourself. Because that's one thing that we don't do. We never take the time to get to know who we are. We're always trying to get to know ourselves through other people. And this is, again, where you are an individual. And even if you're in a relationship, you can still have the experience of isolating yourself to elevate, because you can still have your independence as a sovereign being, as an individual, to live in solitude, even if you're in a relationship, because you have to have healthy boundaries, even with your partner, right? So again, communication has to come into place if you're in a relationship, and you have to let your partner know this is what you need. This is the time you need to spend on you so that you can grow, so that you can expand, so that you can amplify your energy, right? And so it is possible if you're in a relationship. I don't want to speak only for people who are not in a relationship and who I'm just saying, go and be by yourself so you can focus on yourself. Nah, if you're in a relationship, absolutely you can do this, but you need to make sure that you communicate this with your partner. Otherwise, they're going to think like you're dissing them and you're dogging them and you don't have time for them anymore. You just want to be selfish and focus on yourself. And it's not about being selfish. It's about self-care. Understand that, right? A lot of people think that, if you say no to them, or if they invite you to parties or whatever, or events, and you say no, that you're being selfish, right? And it's not selfish. It's just self-care. If you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have something that you can imagine that you really want to achieve in your life, you need to understand that no one else can see that. And no matter how much you try to tell someone what you're doing and express it and share it, they can't feel what you feel. They don't understand what you feel. They don't have the same emotions. You can get them to imagine it, but they won't see it like you will. And so that's why it's important to understand that you're completely unique, and that when you start to move towards that goal or that dream or that vision, there's many people out there that will just not get you. And so that's why you just need to keep going, because eventually they will see. Eventually. But the whole notion of isolating to elevate, the reason why it's so powerful, again, because we get so influenced by the external world. We get so influenced by the people around us that actually pushes us in the wrong direction, and it makes it a lot harder for us to stay course in where you're trying to gravitate towards. You are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. And if you don't have 5 people or 4 people that are motivated, that are inspired, that are successful, that are doing a lot bigger than you, right? The ways that I learned to isolate myself to elevate was through podcasts, was through YouTube videos, was just motivational content, was my interest in personal development. And that's how I took the power, right? Because I isolated myself and I made the conscious decisions, right, to every day choose what I wanted to listen to. How was I using my time to feed my mind, to make myself better, so that I could learn more, so that I could discover more, so that I could get more inspired. And so the isolate to elevate is something that I've been practicing now for 2 years. And it's the best time of my life. Because I decided to not have a relationship with anybody else, because the one relationship before anybody else, the best relationship and the most important relationship that you need to have is with yourself. Not with anybody else, with yourself. Because when you know who you are, when you understand yourself, and when you love yourself, and when you can hold space for yourself and study yourself and be with yourself, that's powerful shit right there. So when you isolate yourself so that you can consciously elevate yourself, you will see the power that you have to absolutely transform your life. The distractions are always going to be there. The parties are always going to be there. The people that want to go out and that want to hang out and want to have barbecues and all that kind of shit, it's always going to be there. Right? I know that some people can say you're selfish, and then some people can say, yeah, but what if that person dies tomorrow or whatever? But man, you got to focus on what's important to you. You've got to make yourself the number one priority. Right? You need to be your own superhero. You need to be your own best friend. If you want to achieve your dreams or your goals or whatever it is that you're passionate about, you need to stand up and you need to say no and say yes to you and say yes to life. Because as soon as you start saying yes to your life, the universe is conspiring to give you everything that you need. So believe in yourself, because I believe in you. And I know that if you isolate yourself, man, you will elevate the shit out of your life. And then you'll understand what it means to live life. This is your boy Luke Mindpower. I hope you enjoy that. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click that notifications button. If you want to check out my podcast, it is on all podcast platforms, Luke's Mindpower. And follow me on all my social media platforms. I've got heaps of content on TikTok and Instagram. That's where I'm mainly on. But sending you a lot of love. And check out my website as well, lukemindpower.com. I am offering success coaching as well. So book yourself in for a free success coaching session with me. And, one thing that I know is if I can help you achieve your dreams, I will achieve mine. Peace, guys.